Okay, I know some people that know me, or kind of know me, sort of, are looking at this like, this dude got Cubasis open. What? Yeah, I have it. I'm not a fan of it. But I will say this. So what I did was I made a track in here, right? Okay. And then I put it together. I'll play it for you in a second. It's not a big deal. So the way you do this is, okay, the SD card is in. You go to pattern select. Make sure you're on the right one that you're on. Okay, here's the pattern. Now I've seen some people, and I'm not gonna say names, but I've seen some people take this pattern here, break down the parts in here, and then they send them over to the sample place. And I'm not saying that you can't do that. You can, but I don't see the point in it. It feels like it's a waste of time, in my opinion. Just an opinion. So here's how you do it on the SP. You pretty much hit copy, select this pattern. Then if you see here, it says remain, hit the remain button. It says samples to copy. So if you hit remain, it'll let you select which samples you're going to copy. So in this case, like here's my pianos, right? Or my chords. So I just select all my chords and then I hit remain off and then hit pattern select and then drop the pattern in one of these free spaces. If it's blinking, it's free. If it's not, it's taken. So I'm not trying to do that because I've already done it. This was that I did the drums individually. So mine is these two because they're both hats and shakers or whatever. Okay, so here they are, the parts in the four here in the purple. And then what I did was if you hit shift export, you'll see it says export to SD card. So I did that. And then I seen some people doing one at a time. And I'm wondering if they know that you can literally do all of them at the same time. Like you don't have to do one. So you hit it. All right, I'll just do it this time to show you. You hit it and then you hit sample. Then it's going to say, please select the sample. I saw somebody do one and then hit enter. Maybe they were just demonstrating it that way. But if you hit as many as you want, it'll send all of those. At least within this 16 here for sure. It'll send them, okay? So you don't have to send one at a time. That would be, gosh, that would be tedious. But you send them to your SD card, which I prefer because what's the point of having a terabyte or a 512 gig space and not use it on the card? I don't want to put that extra somewhere else. I'd rather it stay on the card. That way I can reference it. Now, I'm a huge fan, and I've said it before. This is on Amazon. I'll take all these off so you can see it, of this device. This one is called, I bought it a little while ago, so I can't remember, Suntree or something like that, Suntray. And it's basically got the USB-A, I think that's A, yeah, USB-A. It's got the USB-C, and it's got the lightning on it. And so what I like about it, it's got a cover for each one, right? And then this one. And then it's got the SD, and then the micro SD, and this is a charge. If you can see it, that's for charging. So you can do the micro SD. You just pull your card out. And I heard some people say you got to stop the machine and turn it off and pull the card out. That's actually not true because the machine is not running off the card. The machine has its own 16 gigs in here and it runs off of it. I've never seen that. And if somebody corrects me, you know, I'll be okay. I'm okay with being wrong. But if somebody corrects me, I just looked at the manual not too long ago, actually just today. And I never saw anything in there saying you gotta turn the machine off to take the SD card out. So I'll leave that up to you to figure out for yourself. That's not my job to do. I don't want to tell you wrong and then you mess up your machine. I personally don't turn it off. I just stick it in here and then put the, in this case, the USB-C into here, and I save the files. Now, I wanted to build in Drambo. I have a Drambo template. And so what I've been doing is naming the project. I'll name it SP Project 8. So it's basically the location in here, right? Project 8, Bank D, and then I'll put the tempo. And sometimes the BP or the chord progression, I'll label it. The problem is they don't let you label your samples when they come in here. They could be labeled, technically I take that back. They could be labeled prior to coming in here. But let's say I'm recording in some chords. I can't go back and label those chords. So if you look in remain, you press a sample, hold on. Press a sample, hit remain, you'll see it just says new sample. So I don't think there's a way to go in and name each individual sample. Otherwise, I would name them the chord that I played or something, right? But anyway, so when you get to ready to put your SD card in, you'll see these four, you'll see a folder. It says it's in the export folder. And then inside there's a folder called sample. What I did was I copied that folder, renamed it. And then here's the chords in here, or the chords, the parts. What I messed up in doing is I should have actually named these parts before I start dragging in. But for this purpose, who cares? I'm just showing you what it is. But I would say name your parts so that you don't have to figure out like whatever your simple names that you're going to come up with them. All right, so that can get out the way. And so I was like, you know what? You know, as much as I talk down on Cubasis, which I still going to talk down on because it just don't like it. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like it though. But I prefer Ableton or Logic or something of that nature. But anyway, it's actually not too bad when you're just doing this audio stuff. So just bringing in some audio stuff. I dare not sit here and create in this. This is not happening. But if I'm just bringing in, they actually do drag and drop, which is crazy. So you can I literally just pulled these from here, drag, drop them, which is nice. That's a great thing to have. And then you can see if you set that's for the looper. It's working. Set the tempo, make sure you got your tempo set. And this is just a 4-bar I did in the SP. Now I used Drambo, but you don't have to. You can use anything as long as you can use AUM if you want. I'm just using it to record the chords in. Once I got my chords in, this is how I used to do with Koala. I used to set up an AUM, put Koala in there, and then record into Koala parts, and then I'd play them back. And so it's kind of the same thing. But what's cool is when you do that, like in a tonality, for instance, or even as in a scalar, I can do the little like that using the strumming method, which I don't have tonality open right now. In fact, I can go ahead and close this now. So we'll close that. I'll show you real quick. Since I don't have anything in here, it's not going to connect. But if you go to, like, let's say here, and you click this one, you guys have seen me do this. Hold down a chord, and you can strum it. Right, so that's all that is me strumming. So because I'm like using my phone a lot, I prefer to use the phone more often, but this is good when I'm just, chilling too. I'll use it, but the phone like is always with me. So it's easy to like just plug into the back of the SP and start doing chords. Now I will say that the USB is so much cleaner on the sound. So I can dirty the sound of myself. When you run it through the input with the 3.5, you know what you're getting. It's a dirtier, it's just not as clean of a signal. So I have to say I'm super more impressed with the SP now using this. Plus, it's acting as a sound card. So that's how you're hearing the music. Although I do, if you look right here, if you can see where my finger's pointing, I do have a headphone plugged in. But like, let's say I want to get my guitar plugged in. And by the way, I discovered, I gotta put my watch down, sorry. I discovered that let's do this here. We're gonna add another audio track in. I discovered I actually really love the, I'm plugging in a guitar cable if you're wondering what I'm doing. I really love, I never understand this input setting why I don't just match whatever you have at the moment, but whatever, that's a whole nother beast. And it's very hard. For some reason, this one's so hard to fine tune. So I'm gonna have to do it like hold down the shift to get where I'm trying to go. Okay, cool. So mix external in. And then I don't care, that volume is fine. So what I discovered is, I wish it wasn't ticking while I'm trying to talk here, but it is what it is. is that if I go shift or go that I actually like, where is it? The reverb on this thing is impressive. I'm gonna have to sit back a little bit to do this. I'm gonna turn the volume down on the guitar a little bit. So I'm playing this, by the way. Anyway, that you can literally play, I mean, right into it, use it as a sound card. And let's do this here. The only thing that bothers me is, let's see if we can get out of here. Okay, good. So it stopped ticking. That drives me nuts. So let's just see if this works. Oh, Lord, it wants to calibrate. I'm sorry. Apologies in advance. All right, why are you doing that? Maybe it's done. Let's see if I'm not used to recording in this, and I never will again, but. All right, that's all I need. Just wanted to see what it does. Ooh, it's very faint. All right, let's stop that. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna sit here and do this. I can't take it. It's just not, it's just, I can't do it. Let's see. Gosh, why are you changing? Leave that alone. What are you doing? See, even like something like simple as delete, I don't want to have to go up there. I just want to touch it and delete it. All right, let me do this. Try this again. I'm not gonna sit here and play. I don't even remember what key I'm in, to be honest. All right, that's all I want to do. Put the loop on. Just wanted to see. Lord, no. But anyway, okay, I'd rather just record to the SP for that, so I'm not going to do that. All right. Terrible plan, too, by the way. And I know I'm not, the purpose of this video is not to showcase playing for sure. But I just wanted to show you that it's actually easy to drop in here. So, like, if I was going to use this, if I had to use this, I'd still rather use Drambo. But if I had to use this, I would, it's not bad to just bring in your samples. If you were going to finish it, let's say you got enough tracks and you feel like, hey, I'm done. I'm not going to do what I just did. We're just trying to create in there. This is not bad. So I just wanted to show it because I know some people do like Cubasis or whatever. They're into it. It's their thing, whatever. I'm not mad at you. Just, it's not me. So I think I've done my due diligence now. That's all I can give it is about 15 minutes though, because I can't deal with it. Yeah, so it works. I showed you how to export stems. It's easy to bring it into here. If you use something like Drambo, I'll show you what I have in Drambo real quick. I made a template in Drambo. It's open. It opens every time, but you'll see I have drums, percussion, sample, bass. Reverb is on my bus track, and then I have my master track set up. But here's a project, the one we just listened to. Let's go here, open, and it is under project right there in my face, Bank D. All right, I did the bass in here only because if I don't play the bass live or do the bass from Ableton, which is probably better anyway, or live, either way, then it's kind of the SP. I don't like that one bass note trying to play everything. It's not there for me. it's better with what it does best, which is just take samples and let you chop them and play them back in a arrangement. But when it comes to other things like recording in, I can do it, but it's a pain for me, in my opinion. All right, so here's what I did. I dropped them in here. So pretty much with Drambo, and I think you can drop them straight. I want to say you can, and I don't want to steer you wrong, but oh, it's trying to do, okay, whatever. So let's just see if we can. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'll just put in a flexi sampler, and I'll just drag over one. Yep, I was wrong, and I'm glad I'm wrong. So technically, you could do that. You don't even have to even. I went the harder route on this. I saved them to a inside a Drambo so I could pull the sample and all that. So I just wasted a lot of time. But anyway, yeah, there you go. So just drag and drop them things into a sampler. Now, when they get in there, don't do like I'm doing here and not name them. Actually save and name them something, so that you don't have to do that later or come back and wonder what it was or what was the. But I will say this though, I do like them in a folder. I prefer, like here they're in Drambo, I have them in a folder that's called SP files. Sorry about that. I keep hitting the one shot. Anytime you hit this trigger, this keyboard is gonna do that. So let me just switch over to that and move this down out of the way. Then it won't do it. Shouldn't do it. All right. Now I can't trigger it, I don't think. But I do suggest doing that. Making yourself a folder. You got to keep this stuff organized if you're going to do it this way. If you do it on the computer, I'm sure everybody has their own little thing that they do. But yeah, I think it's just one of those things where you got to stay organized. It's kind of cool that Drambo lets you go in split view like that too. I can't deny that's cool. But once you mess it up, like I just did. Anyway, I'm going to close all that out. That's it for this video. I just wanted to show you that. All right, we out.